let's assume you've never seen my channel before. You've never seen any of my videos. Let's assume you don't even know my first name. And then we've got a special guest here. Just look at us. Which one of us is Mario? I mean, you be the judge. One of us definitely has the given name of Mario and the other does not. So go ahead and decide right now in the comments section, the guy wearing the yellow shirt, the guy wearing the Hawaiian shirt, which one of us is Mario? Go ahead and take a minute to do that. Good job. So the truth is out. This is the actual Mario. But what's interesting is Mario was my name when my mom was pregnant with me. The entire time she was pregnant with me, my name was Mario. It was only when I was born that she decided not to name me Mario and she named me Nicholas instead, because I didn't look like a Mario. But what's funny is, do you look any more like a Mario than I do?
I don't think so.
So I think that's an interesting concept, that she unnamed me Mario because I didn't look enough like Mario. And then like I finally meet a Mario in real life. I've never really known any other Marios. And you could be my younger brother as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and we call Jake.
So I think that's interesting. But you know, this is a channel where we openly discuss DNA test results, perceptions of ethnicity and race. And it's funny because even today I got a comment saying, Nick, you're so racist. You Americans, you care way too much about race. I'm like, but we're a melting pot, and on a daily basis often I have to fill out a form. What is your race? What is your ethnicity? We're forced to do this by our government, and even if you do a survey like for a store, they're always asking, ultimately because they need to know how to cater to different demographics accordingly, and also for like jobs, they want to make sure they're not discriminating against a minority. They want to do their best to give equal opportunities. This is part of our culture, but to outsiders, it sounds racist, or it sounds like we're obsessed with race.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about this fact. When Mario and I met each other a couple weeks ago, obviously when you hear the name Mario Garcia, like, okay, well there's something at least Spanish in there.
Right.
But I have an English degree. I know accents. I know the English language. I would actually not think that you spoke anything other than English.
Right.
Turns out Spanish is your first language.
Yeah.
Like, at what point did you start learning English?
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
I suffered a concussion a while ago, so I don't really remember much of my childhood. But yeah, my parents taught me and my three sisters Spanish first. They're first generation immigrant from El Salvador, and then I'm first generation citizen here. So I was born in Maryland.
So your parents were definitely born in El Salvador.
Both my parents were born in El Salvador, raised in El Salvador. My dad moved here when he was 21. My mom moved here when she was 16, and kept going back and forth a little bit. And so, yeah,
So you speak Spanish.
Speak Spanish, yep.
Like, so if I said, okay, go ahead and, say something in Spanish, like, go ahead and, whatever.
Bienvenidos a todos, mucho gustos, y pienso que este video se va a quedar muy bien.
So, let's talk about, though, ultimately how we would be labeled here in the United States and how we are labeled. A lot of times when people think of someone being Hispanic, they would look at us and not think that about us. I mean, and am I wrong to, and we haven't talked about it, am I wrong to think that we could pass as brothers?
No.
Right? I mean, I think looking at us, we could pass as brothers, but you, by default, are more Hispanic than I am. Mm-hmm. You're 100% Hispanic American, I guess.
Yep.
And in theory, if that's even possible to do, then we'd say I'm actually only somewhere around maybe 25%, because my mother's mother was a first generation Mexican American married to a first generation Italian American, but the DNA test showed that my Italian grandfather, it appears that he was Spanish Jewish. There was a large part of him that was Spanish Jewish, so there's still Spain even on that side. The DNA test says I'm about a third Spanish.
Okay.
If you took a DNA test, which you haven't, there's a good chance you'd at least show up probably a third, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's part of the fun of this. Since we don't have a DNA test for Mario, go ahead and predict what Mario's would be. But as far as I mean, there's a good chance that there's at least like Native American DNA in there, I assume, maybe?
Maybe. yeah.
I don't know anything about El Salvador, so.
I mean, it's just right there in Central America. It's on the Pacific side.
Have you been there?
I'm not.
Yeah.
But I do have a cousin, Pablo Te, and Jose Daniel, and they're of a lighter complexion. Even my dad's sister, Tia Carolina, she just moved here from El Salvador back in February, beginning of February. And she's very light skinned. I think she's got the black hair and dark eyes. I think what throws people off when they see me is I'm definitely light skinned. I've got browner hair, but my eyes are light. And so I don't look your typical Hispanic or Mexican Spanish speaking person, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Which is common, and I'm glad you said that. It's common in the United States if you speak Spanish or look like you would speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of viewers have trouble with what I just said, that if you look like you'd speak Spanish. But when you live in the United States, there's a certain look that you'd have that you'd look like a person who would speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we have that look. But again, that's your first language.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but the same can be said about us. Like, people would assume that we speak English just based on our look. So we fit that stereotype, just like you were explaining the stereotype of a person that would speak Spanish, kind of what they would look like, right? But I mean, I throw people off all the time when I tell them I'm full-blooded Hispanic. I'm straight 100% Latino. And they look at me like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am. And I start talking in Spanish and they're like, oh my gosh. So yeah.
And your name gives it away too, though. Mario Garcia is a very Spanish-sounding name.
Yeah, definitely.
But something that I've talked about regularly on this channel is, in the United States, culturally, it's that going back to the idea of looking like you speak Spanish has to do with ultimately what they're really saying is you look like you have Native American DNA. Is often what they mean. Right. You have those features, and that specifically makes a person look Mexican or look like they'd speak Spanish. And I have to keep doing air quotes. But yeah, there's countries like Uruguay, for example. The people there hardly have any Native American DNA. They're pretty much just all European and specifically Italian.
Yeah, Uruguay, Argentina, even Spain. I don't know if you've ever gone to Spain, but Spain.
Have you been to Spain?
I've not, but I've talked with people. My parents went there and they're showing me pictures. It's blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin. Like, they look American, you know, or European, I guess you would say. But like the Spanish people, they're very white. Yeah, very light skinned. And
I've talked about that a lot on this channel. And people I have a large number of people who watch my videos that are actually from Spain. And so I learn a lot about Spain from them, and I would at this point, definitely love to check out Spain. But in our minds in the United States, if I think of someone who's Spanish, I'm still gonna think of someone who has like black hair, very dark eyes, tan skin. That's who I'm still gonna think of, despite blonde hair, blue eyes, and that's not being ironic to them at all. But culturally, when you're American in the United States, that's the perception. And the best way I can explain this is this. Here in the United States, if someone speaks Spanish, it's assumed they have Native American DNA. Those darker features in there. But I think in DNA tests have largely shown, that's why I feel this is safe to say based on the hundreds of videos I've done about this, that people who actually are in Spain, who take a DNA test, have a large presence of Jewish DNA or like Middle Eastern Arab DNA. That's very common if you're Spanish. So I think that's probably why we tend to think of those darker features, because that is part of that general DNA structure. But of course, if you go to north of Spain, you're going to see people who look like my daughter. Blonde hair, blue eyes, light skin. And it's not ironic for them. So these are things that, it's almost like this is a good intro if you've never seen my channel before. These are things that help perceptions for people who are outside the United States compared to, why do Americans think that way? Why are they so fixated on this thing? Well, but and it's like through the viewers of my channel, I've realized that how am I supposed to fill out the surveys that we have to do and the forms I have to fill out for the government when it asks for race and ethnicity? And I've learned that what I'm supposed to put is I'm supposed to put white Hispanic. That's what I'm actually really supposed to put. Because there's a thing on there that says white but not Hispanic. Right. Well, that's a lie, because I'm not Hispanic. Right. So I have to say that, even though I don't speak any Spanish. So there you go. I think this is a very interesting conversation. It's a great overview of what this channel is about. And I would love for you to take it away, all the people in Spain watching this right now. Definitely tell us more about this because, and you've only lived in the United States.
Yeah.
So you're as culturally as American as I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So, but we can't close the video without talking about our other project.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. See, I have another YouTube channel called Nick Shell. It's my name. And we have a series that we're launching. As you can see behind us, we both own Jeeps. Actually, I'm sorry, but could you, there we go. There we go, let's open it up there. So we both own, you can't see mine as well, but okay, step out. I just realized we're like blocking the Jeep in it, but we both own Jeep Wranglers, and we have started a series on my other channel, Nick Shell, where we're just talking about Jeep Wranglers and the culture of a Jeep Wrangler owner. And we are actually calling it Jeep Hombres because the name Jeep Buddies was taken. But I was like, well, that's cool. If we've got some kind of Hispanic background or whatever you want to say, then that name sort of can make sense. It's Jeep Buddies was taken. So I will put a link to one of those videos in the comment section so you can check it out. We filmed like 10 of these videos today.
Yep.
So if that sounds interesting to you, learn more about American culture from guys who don't look Hispanic, but technically we actually are quite Hispanic on paper.
Yeah.
So you got comments, they belong right here. And then in the description, you'll see the link to our first video of Jeep Hombres. Thanks for watching.